Hello everyone. So NEET 2025 have been a great experience for most of you, and some of you might have got a really great score. Congratulations to all of them. And some of you might not have the expected scores. For them, I hope this session will be really helpful. So let us get into it. So NEET 2026. Why a drop is required? That is the very important question here. Okay. So why drop? That is a very important question. And every year lakhs of students will be preparing for NEET because they are having a great dreams of getting MBBS in prestigious colleges. For example, this year there were around 21 lakh students who have applied for NEET, but not that every student will be very successful. Now very important thing is few succeed on their first attempt, but few may not be. But suppose if you are not able to be very successful, can I take a drop? These are all the few simple checklist that we wanted. Those who wanted to drop should be falling short of the cutoffs. The cutoff is decided by the state and central counseling. If you are getting little lesser marks than that, definitely you should drop and aim higher. Suppose if you are getting a very low graded colleges or BDS, but you are very interested only on top colleges like AIMS, JIPMER, Madras Medical College. In such cases, definitely you have to go for a drop. And suppose if you are having a financial burden, suppose even though you are getting a private colleges, they are really good, but in spite of that financial burden is there, obviously I cannot go for private colleges. The only possible option is government colleges where the fees is around 16,000-18,000. So I cannot afford huge fees. Definitely you can go for drop. And the last one, they are dedicated only for MBBS. I want MBBS, nothing else. For such students, definitely drop is advised. So a dropper batch offers a second chance to turn aspiration into reality, because first chance not everyone will be able to be very successful. There are people who need second chance. So please ensure that whenever you come under any of these categories, definitely drop is going to help you a lot. Okay, now who should drop? That's a very important question. So this is the first case where who did not understand the exam pattern, syllabus and weightage analysis. See, there are students who fail to perform in the NEET because of this. I did not understand the exam pattern, because many students doesn't know the pattern. That assertion reasoning, they are not comfortable, and they are not comfortable with the multi options correct. They are not comfortable with the diagram based questions. There are a lot of things which they are not comfortable. Because of that, they would have missed it. So advantages of drop. In this case, we get ample amount of time to understand the exam pattern like assertion reasoning, multi correct, and the ways to approach diagram based questions. So you can focus more on these type of questions, because now you'll be completely focusing on NEET only. It's unlike a school, because last year you might not have what focused more on NEET because of the school, a lot of extra work in the school, or lot of assignments in the school, or lot of traveling time you had in the school, because you have to go to the school, come back, and again you have to go to the coaching institutes or whatever it is. So last year you might not have spent a lot of time on analyzation part. So you'll be having a lot of time to focus on the exam pattern. Focused preparation. A full year dedicated NEET allows you to master the key areas of syllabus. You can revisit the concepts of class 11th and 12th and sharpen your skills. For example, if you take a 12th standard, generally students will be very good with the 12th standard concepts, which means some of them might be missing it on 11th standard. So majority of the questions which you can understand in 12th standard has a base in 11th standard. So some of you might have neglected the concepts of 11th standard. So 12th standard might be little not very 100% understanding you might be having it. So now you'll get an ample amount of time to focus on both 11th as well as 12th, because generally it happens after the huge pressure of 10th standard, students little wanted to relax in 11th standard. So 11th standard they'll not be very serious. Again 12th standard they'll be very serious, because in 11th standard I'm not serious. I'll be losing very basic fundamental concepts, especially in physics. If I understand properly in 11th standard, then only I can understand in 12th standard. So when you are writing NEET, you would have focused purely on 12th standard, and your strength would be maybe 12th standard. So because of that, half of the paper which is approximately around 90 questions. 85 to 90 questions will be based on 11th standard. We might have missed it. Now we'll not be missing it because we have sufficient time to understand the chapter wise weightage and work on them. See, because it's a basic thing. What are the important chapters? That also now you can understand. What are the important chapters? Which areas I have to focus? All these will be having a time to understand. Now comes the second one, who should drop. Those who did not get the correct resources. Resources means I'm talking about test papers, materials, modules, assignments. See, there are so many things that's very important when you are preparing for NEET. It's not just take what only the module start solving it. See, the resources you might be having a lot, but very important thing is it updated? That's the most important thing that you need to ask. You might have solved the last 20 years of NEET paper or NEET APMT combination paper, but obviously the syllabus has changed, lot of things have changed, the type of questions have changed. So very important thing is that correct resource. You have to use the correct resource, and you might not have a lot of time to choose the correct resource when you are in 12th standard. So now you'll get an exact ample amount of time, so that as per the NEET updated syllabus, you can spend some time, you can gather the material, and you can strictly focus on that. So one more very important is, not advised to take lot of plenty of resources. Take one or two fixed resources which is nationally acknowledged, and try to focus on that, and will be able to differentiate the questions between the old NEET syllabus and updated ones. Now you'll have a time, so that this is the old one, I need not focus, because last year you might not have done that. Whatever comes to you as a PYQ, you might be just getting into it and you might be solving it. Now the next and third very important thing is, who should drop. Those who did not use the resources properly. Though you had a lot of resources, but you did not use it. Example, there might be some 10 all India tests, but you had taken only 2 tests, which means you have not used the resources properly. Maybe you would have joined some institute where they have given 2 materials, 2 modules out of 8 modules, but remaining you did not collect it, you did not solve it. So which means a lot of things that happens throughout the academic year, because you are busy with 12th standard. Please try to understand, when you are in 12th standard, no, obviously your prime focus will be on 12th standard. So automatically, because of that, you could not get the desired score. And what are the advantages of dropping? We'll get time to solve the study modules of good quality now completely, thereby gaining confidence. Now you'll be able to solve good quality resource materials. We'll get ample amount of time to analyze the mistakes after the test, because the quality materials, no, whatever you are getting, you have to use it. Suppose if you are just taking the test, if there are 180 questions, if you have solved 110, 70 questions you did not solve, which means 70 you have to ensure that you are solving at some stage, because that is a resource which you have not utilized it. So please try to use that resource properly, which means if a paper is there, all the 180 questions you have to solve it at any cost, not may not be during the examination. In the examination, if you are solving 130, remaining 50, please immediately after the test you have to solve it. Now you will have time. Now you can have a structured study plan. You can follow a disciplined schedule that balances learning, practice, and revision. These benefits make Dropper Batch a game changer for students aiming to ace NEET 2026. So basically, these are all the few things that you need to focus on: learning, practice, and revision. And you get time to revisit fundamentals, bridge knowledge gaps, and build a solid foundation in biology, chemistry, and physics. Now you'll have a time to have a solid foundation, because 24/7 your preparation is only NEET. Please try to understand, it's a very important one. Is dropping a year will make you finer. Already you might be knowing the concepts, you might have seen that concepts, but practice you might not have done it. So once you do more and more practice, then only the nuances of the concept you'll try to understand. So dropper definitely makes you more perfect. Let's move on to the next one. Those who did not manage the time properly. So obviously, no, when you are in 12th standard, generally we do not maintain that time management very properly. And when you drop, automatically you can balance the available time in a best possible manner. So could not spend focused time appropriately due to the multitasking. So please try to understand, when we are doing multitasking, being in 12th standard, obviously you have to be multitasking. So you do not know where you are missing it out. When you're doing lot of things, you don't realize, okay, this I have missed it out. You'll not realize during that time. You'll realize it later only. So that is what would have happened last year when 12th standard. If you're doing so many multitasking things, NEET might have missed. NEET preparation, NEET's importance, how much extra preparation is required for NEET, how much extra focus is required for NEET, how much importance I have to give for NEET. So all this, no, you might have missed it out and you were focusing more on 12th standard. So now you'll be able to give appropriate time to NEET and more time for comfortable topics, and did not strengthen their weak areas due to fear of demotivation. See, whichever I am comfortable, I'll focus only on that. So let me not learn new chapters. The moment you take some chapter, electrostatics, if one or two questions are not coming, so you'll just move to the next one. Because if something is not there, you have something else. Like you can focus on board exam preparations, last year question papers, board exam papers, you can take solve. The CBSE questions are little easier. So whichever makes you more comfortable, no, you will keep doing it. But because of that only, marks have little reduced. So we are comfortable or not, we have to learn, we have to understand, and then we have to focus more on that part. So now you'll be having a lot of time to strengthen the weaker areas. Now managing school exam along with the NEET preparations can be overwhelming last year. So now that will not happen. So time management can be done perfectly this year when you drop. And who should drop? Okay, so very important thing is the guidance is the most important thing, because in school, no, generally nobody will guide you, okay, please do NEET, JE and all. So entrance examinations, generally, no, school not guide, because their focus is on board examinations. They have to ensure that board examinations school marks are much better. So obviously they'll be focusing more. So the guidance is the most important thing. How you prepare for competitive examinations, what are the things you need to keep it in mind, how tests are more important, how motivation levels has to be very important. Motivation levels are very important. So all these proper guidance. See, you need a direction. Competitive examinations definitely needs a direction. So that you might have missed it because of dropping. Obviously drop will create an opportunity to get the guidance from the experts about their strengths and weaknesses. Once you drop, obviously the faculty will be there who are completely into the NEET and the JE for the past decades, so that they will be able to understand what is your strength, what is your weakness, and they will guide you to with overcome the weakness areas. And the guidance on areas of improvement, keeping in mind the important chapters of NEET, and you can identify the ineffective preparation strategies and try to fix it. See, these are all the things now you can sit and analyze. It's a very important thing, but you yourself will not be able to do it where some proper guidance is required. So these are all the areas where you need an extra practice, so that you can spend some time on that in improving, and learn from experienced mentors who provides tailored support and motivation to overcome the challenges. Very basically, teacher support will be there. That guidance means it's very obvious, yes, you do it, I'll be there to put you on track. That is the most important thing. So guidance, definitely you might not have not having last year. Because of that, there might be marks are less than they expected, but once you drop 100%, the guidance will be there. Definitely you have a high chances of getting it. And who should drop? Those who did not get the proper motivation last year. So last year, again, you might not have got a good motivation. Yes, what is the importance of a doctor? Because you are focusing more on board examinations, getting centum, getting 98, 99, being a school topper, all these. But finally it comes to the after school. It's very important colleges. Most of the good colleges, obviously, very important thing is competitive examinations. We have to write competitive examination. So motivation levels, like how important it is, how important IIT is, how important MMC is, how AIMS MBBS courses are different from private MBBS courses. So all these nuances, all these important different differentiations, if you understand, then you will have that motivation. So these motivations definitely you might not be having last year. So these things definitely you will be having once you drop. Atmosphere surrounded by similar mindset students and having their dream goal. It's a very basic, very important thing. In school, you might be having a lot of students who will be not completely interested for NEET, but sitting among them and preparing for NEET, no, obviously you might not have felt very comfortable. So here, once you drop, obviously you'll be surrounded by the same like-minded people who will be very, very aggressive to achieve their goals. So obviously this will help a lot, and this will motivate you to do much, much better. And a timely motivation when there is an low phase. Once you feel low, little low, obviously a timely guidance will be given by the mentors, so that again you will withstand. You will try to come back. So that is the more important thing, because generally that happens. Once you take the first examination, if the marks are low, immediately you'll feel that okay, I'm not getting marks. So next test, it will impact automatically. So that teachers will not allow that to happen. Once marks are low, obviously it indicates that you are learning. Please try to understand that. Only thing is you should not lose the hopes. So continuous motivations will be there, so that the low phases becomes the positive, very positive things. Create an atmosphere where everyone is talking about competitive exams, hence will not be a burden. So here everyone will be talking about competitive examinations, so that you will not feel lonely. Yes, I am only preparing for competitive examinations, and the NEET, JEE are very, very tough. So obviously, that type of feeling definitely you will not be having it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Who should drop? Those who did not get chance to take sufficient tests. See, last year again, you might not have taken lot of tests targeting NEET. So test is a very, very important thing. It's not that just based on the concepts what you have, whatever the concepts which I have learned, with that getting the success is little difficult. Obviously I need to take a more number of tests, because each and every test is a learning, and a lot of errors I'll be making it, and what are the errors I'm making, and what type of errors I'm making, why I'm making these errors. So a lot of things, no, we have to ensure that it is being analyzed properly. Just by listening to the class, obviously I do not know where I'm bad at. Listening means obviously I feel like I'm able to understand, but once it comes to the test, then only you'll understand what is your strengths and weaknesses. So because of not taking sufficient tests, is it clear? Maybe last year you did not do it. Is it clear? Definitely, if you take a drop, definitely you'll be having these below advantages. So frequent tests and detailed feedback helps you track progress and address weaknesses. And you will have ample time to take part tests, full syllabus tests, mock tests, all India tests, and so on, and strengthen the concepts and understand and where you are going wrong, and so that you can rectify it at the earliest. More time for error analysis. Now once you take a drop, you'll be having a lot of time for error analysis. And the PYQs as practice tests. So PYQs also we must take it as a practice test, so that you'll have exact question which you'll be taking under time constraint. So you'll feel okay, this is what the exact question, level of difficulty of the question which I'll be facing in the final examinations. You'll feel little comfortable. Yes, such questions I had to face it, let me face now itself. So that is the feeling you'll be having it. So test taking is the most important thing. So please ensure that you are taking the tests on regular basis, but this will happen only if you drop a year. Okay, what are the factors that needs to be considered during the drop? So these are the very clear things which we are trying to mention it here. NEET performance. If your performance in the last NEET attempt is very close to the NEET cutoff, definitely you have to go for drop, because chances are very high. And knowing your weak areas, based on your last NEET attempt, you have identified the weak areas, because you are so aggressive that what went wrong, your mind is completely thinking about NEET, what went wrong, why this I did not answer, why such questions I have missed it out. So if you have identified the areas of improvement, if yes, you may take a NEET drop this year to work on the improving the weak areas for the good score. And discipline and commitment, there might be some students who have got little lesser score, but still if they are really disciplined and commitment, yes, I have to do it, I have to be a doctor, I don't like anything else, if such dedication is there, definitely you can go for a drop. Okay. And then comes finances and family packing. So once you drop, automatically there are some additional expenses that will be there. If you are capable of spending, if your parents are capable of spending, definitely you have to go ahead with that. So if your family is backing your decisions and ready to support you financially, then definitely you can go for a drop. And societal pressure and willpower, this is the most important thing. This should not disturb you at all. When you are dropping a year, these external parameters should not disturb you. Do you have the willpower to commit to the NEET preparation process for another whole year? And are you willing to stay strong while society places pressure on you to succeed in the second attempt? Obviously, no, society will put a lot of pressure on you to succeed in the second attempt, but that pressure should not impact your preparation. Give your best, is it clear? Try to learn best. Obviously, the results automatically will come into picture. And the contingency plan. Taking a drop a year means challenges definitely may come, and it is important to have a backup plan to reduce anxiety and regain the security. So please try to understand this backup plan. Definitely you should be having it. It's not that once we take a what drop, immediately I'll be getting MBBS seat. Obviously, the at worst scenario we should have some backup, so that it's not only that you should have a backup means you'll be going for the backup. So you'll be getting that confidence. Clear, you will not feel so stressed if you have a backup. Okay, and why drop? So finally, it's a very very important thing. I will not regret, because after 5 years 6 years, no, you'll not be regretting that if I would have dropped 1 year, I would have got MBBS in AIMS. If I would have dropped 1 year, I would have got MMC. If I would have dropped year, I would not be a BDS, I would have been MBBS. Is such regrets, no, absolutely will not be there. That is a very very important thing in life. And the potential score improvement, generally droppers, according to my observation, 100 to 125 marks minimum increase will be there. As we have discussed, discipline and that commitment, aggressions can definitely improve this further. So nearly 300 to 50 more also it's possible. Only some additional efforts are required, but normal potential score will increase by 100 to 125 marks minimum. And increased chance of top college admissions. So best colleges will be getting it, but now you might have got private colleges. In future, you'll be getting the best colleges. So academic growth and a better understanding of concepts. So understanding of concepts becomes much stronger, because concepts learning is the most important thing. So here, once you have a rigorous preparation for NEET, that understanding will be far, 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 far better. So you'll gain that confidence in the subjects. High chances of getting a better college with dedicated preparation. High chances of saving huge money, obviously, because I'm getting a better score because of the drop, means automatically I can save a lot of money. Otherwise, I would have spent a lot in the private colleges. High chances of getting a quality education. So once you get into good colleges, automatically whatever you are going to get is of huge quality. And the success is how high you bounce when you hit the bottom. That's a very very important thing. Please try to understand. Reaching the bottom is not the end, but after that, bouncing back makes a lot of sense. There are cases where students, because of the drop, they have done so nicely. They are really happy. The families are happy. Student is happy. Everything is going very very smooth. So it doesn't matter how low you fall. What's important is how high you bounce back. So with this, I would like to end this session. So I request all of you, all the students who are having some good hopes of coming back stronger, bouncing back stronger. So definitely I request you to take a dropper course at Physics Wala Vidyapeeth. So in Chennai, we have 3 branches: Annanagar, Ashok Nagar and Medavakam. So I'm sure definitely you'll be having a great experience at Physics Wala, where dropping 1 year makes a lot of sense for you and it will be really productive. Thank you.